This year, though, we already had a few cases in late September. And so, it just makes us raise our eyebrows and think that perhaps we might have more flu this season.
Doctors in Western New York continuing to push for you to protect your family this winter as flu season gets underway. Health experts believe this year's flu season could be particularly bad because COVID restrictions are largely a thing of the past and cases are already widespread around the state. And for one Western New York family, the flu is not an illness to be taken lightly. Luca Kalani was just 11 years old when he died from complications after being hospitalized with the flu. His death happened just before the pandemic broke out. And as 7 News reporter Olivia Proya found out tonight, his family is fighting to make sure other families don't suffer a similar tragedy.
It does bother me, like when people say, oh, my child just has the flu. And I said, well, so did mine, and look where we're at.
11-year-old Luca Kalani, an old soul trapped in a fifth grader's body.
When I look back, I'm just like, wow, how lucky were we?
But then one Sunday night, January 5th, 2020, Luca and his sister didn't feel good.
They were both diagnosed with the flu.
But as Luca's sister got better, he didn't. After a few days and more trips to the doctor, Luca's parents brought him to the hospital. Luca, feeling pretty good and anxious to get home, talked to his doctors.
She said, you're out of the woods, buddy. And he said, when am I going to be able to play basketball? And she said, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. And then it was probably within 2 hours, I'm guessing, it's all kind of a blur, that's when he went into cardiac arrest.
January 11th, 2020, Luca passed away.
When your kids are so little and the first time you hold them, like to that point where it's like an empty void, you're kind of like, wow, this really happened, and wow, this is real. It's over with. There's those dreams that you have for them are literally gone, stolen.
So as doctors predict a rough flu season ahead, Roger Kalani, Luca's dad, says if your child says they don't feel good, listen.
I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself if we would have done things, just one thing differently. If we would have not brought him to the doctor one of those days, if we would have not brought him to the hospital, if we would have just taken it for granted, it's just a flu.
The Kalani family says they don't want anyone to go through what their family and young friends did.
It breaks my heart because a lot of these kids are 10 years old, and one day one of their best friends is there, and to have to go through that at such a young age.
But now Luca lives on through Live Like Luca, a foundation inspired by his old soul.
We were just getting gas after basketball practice and talking about his 2019 and the things he was going to do for 2020, and talking about things like that. When he saw the Mega Millions and the Powerball in the window of the gas station, he said, how cool would that be if we won the lottery to start a foundation for kids who aren't as lucky as me and many of my friends.
Live Like Luca has provided 400 scholarships in just the past 2.5 years.
For us, it's just about taking his vision and his mission and driving it forward.
Olivia Proya, 7 News.